I think there's three elements to this. One is like your internal thing, okay? Like how do I feel inside and all of that stuff. The other is expression, like speaking up. And then the third one is like when you're actually taking action. So I think with the mindset of it, one of the things we found is that when there's like a very difficult conversation to have, one of the key things they say in there is start with heart. Start with heart. Okay, what does that mean? That means that before you go into like a very tough discussion with someone, you need to make sure that your heart is in the right place. If you enter a discussion with someone and your heart is in the wrong place, it doesn't matter what technique you use or what you do, it's gonna not work well. Okay, so I feel like let's imagine like we're here in this situation now, and we use that example. It's a good example with your dad or my dad or whatever, or my mom, right? That I've had a really tough day. It's a very long day. It's a very tough day. And so because of that, I'm going to affect my behavior. Now, it depends on who it is, right? Like, for example, with my wife and my kids and stuff, I used to do calls very late. I would tell them that on Thursdays, please leave me alone. Because on Thursdays, I'm going to be grumpy. I didn't sleep well. I had 5 hours of calls. I was up from midnight, all this stuff. So I could communicate in advance that, listen, I'm not going to be good on this day. Like, don't kind of like come near me on this day, right? But in other situations, sometimes as human beings, we have to adapt and we have to like put our emotions to the side and we need to get into it. So let's imagine I've had a really, really like bad day, tough day. And then my dad's like, not only is he asking for water, but he's being like annoying and he's being like very negative and he's doing all of that. Okay. At that point, the key is to control yourself and your own emotions. Okay. So at that point, it might just be that if he's not here, you just kind of close your eyes, you take a deep breath, and you just make dua, Ya Allah, help me. And just kind of like focus, right? And you just kind of like breathe well. You refocus on something better. And then you're like, okay, let me go do this properly. And then you go do it. So I think there's a management of your emotional side, which you yourself has to take. And what changes our state is we say the physiology. So that's why I said about the breathing. There's also what you focus on, right? And then there's also the language that you use. And this is what I'm saying, like dua is very powerful. So what you want to do in that moment is you want to actually change your state. And the way you're going to change your state is what you focus on, your physiology. So maybe stand up, maybe breathe, all of that stuff. Make dua, your words. And then I would say go and express yourself if you need to, right? Or take that action, right? A lot of the times, another thing I do, bro, is that sometimes like I'll give you an example, yeah? Someone I know wanted to have a call with me. Okay, and I really don't like doing calls with people, all this kind of stuff. But when the time came to do the call, before the call, I'm like, look, bro, why are you doing this call? I'm like, either I can do this call and be on the call like, I'm not really happy, I don't really want to do this call, and just do the call half-heartedly and this and this and this, okay? Or I can actually know that I don't want to do this call, but because I'm going to do this call for Allah now, how should I do it? Like, what level should I be doing it for Allah if I'm going to do it truly for Allah? And when I did that, I'm like, I don't want to have this call, but because it's for Allah, now I'm going to behave like I really want to do this call. I want to give it 100%. I'm going to do everything possible because ultimately I'm doing it for Allah. Now, if I actually do that in that way, where I'm doing it sincerely for Allah, even though I don't like it, I'm doing it to the best of my abilities, I'm doing it properly. Like, this is something that, first of all, it's going to help me. It's going to give me a reward. It's going to make Allah happy. It's going to help the other person, compared to, I'm going to do it anyway. So why would I just do it in a way where Allah's not happy with me, the person's not happy with me, I'm low in terms of my own standards? So the key is that you have a choice. You're going to do it anyway. Do you want to do it at a really good level, which pleases Allah, which makes you happy, which gives you a reward that helps the other person? Or do you want to do it in a horrible way where you basically destroy yourself and everyone else as well?